question for you, sis. What's your name? Neilani. What if, would you have a problem? Let's say, what's the nationality of your daughter's father? African American, right? So let's say this don't bear witness with your spirit. As a mother, would you be mad if God chose your daughter and not you? You be mad about that? Or would you be happy for your baby? You'd be happy for the baby, right? So even if it don't bear witness with your spirit, guess what? That little baby is an Israelite, is a descendant of Israel. She is, because her father is so-called African American. You know, and the African Americans, we make up the tribe of Judah. The so-called African Americans, we make up the tribe of Judah, and that's what he's going into. We're going into our identity. Like, you don't want your daughter to grow up with the stigma, right, of a black person. You don't want that. I'm gonna just take you straight. I don't want it. I got 5 kids myself, you know, and four out of my 5 kids adhere to who we are and what we're supposed to be doing. So, and that's a blessing. So at the end of the day, you still gotta learn, right, in order to teach her. You're not black. You're not an islander. Yeah, I come from that, but you come from your daddy. Give me that Numbers chapter 1. Our nationalities is determined by who our fathers is, and that's what we fail to realize. That don't mean you don't get characteristics from your mother, but your nationality is determined by your father. Watch this. You believe in the Bible, right? Watch this. Watch what the Bible say.
Numbers 1 verse 1. No, verse 18.
Come on.
And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
So the first day of the second month, everybody came together, right? The whole congregation, meaning the whole body of people. Come on.
And they declared their pedigrees.
They declared their bloodlines.
After their families.
After all of their families.
By the house of their fathers.
They determined who they were by who? Their father. They would determine what tribe they was from by who? Their fathers. What nationality they was by who? Their fathers. So guess what? When the Bible, God is letting us know, whatever your father is, that's what you are, right? So at the end of the day, this young baby right here, she's considered a so-called African American, right? She comes from the tribe of Judah, just like me. And with her being chosen like that, give me Genesis, where Jacob's name got changed. Watch this, sis. I want to show you about this our nationality, Israel, and what it means, because all names have meaning. All names have meaning. Give me that Genesis.
Genesis 32, verse 28.
Come on.
And he said, thy name shall be no more called Jacob.
Come on.
But Israel.
But what?
But Israel.
Come on.
For as a prince has thou power with God.
See what Israel means? It says a prince or a princess that has power with God. That's what her nationality is. That's what her last name is supposed to mean. A princess that has power with God. So is you gonna block that, or is you gonna or is you gonna try to step up to the best of your ability to teach her enough to where she can go find her lineage, her heritage, her culture? You have to. Give me that now in Genesis 49 about Judah, about what Judah means. You got to be able to show her that, because guess what? If you don't give her what's the best for her in her life, then you fail her as a mother. Where the dad at? Damn. Y'all still together? So what you got to be able to give this information to the husband. How often are you gonna see him? You know? Do you send him mail? Won't you send him one of these? Give her another one of those. Send him one of these. This is what I learned. You ain't no African American. You God's chosen people.
Right.
That way he can instill it in the baby. Read what you got.
Genesis 49 verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
Come on.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
Judah means God's praise. It said, Judah, you are the one that your brethren is going to praise. You are the one that everybody going to look up to. You are the one that everybody gonna get their trends from. You are the one that's gonna be the anchor and the light for your brothers to wake up. Guess what? That's the tribe that she come from. But right now she's known as a black or African American. Do you know being known as that, a black or African American, our success rate is already low. Our females is having babies at the age of 12 and 13 these days. And then they left being baby mamas. These are the stigmas that you have when you have an African American or a black woman, when that's not what she is. Sister, you're not African American. You're not black. What's your nationality? You Judah. There we go. I was just going over what this stuff means with my sister, right? With my sister Nailani here. What's your name?
Shay Marie.
Huh?
Shay Marie.
Shay Marie. Okay. Shay Marie. What's your? You believe in the Bible?
I do.
You do. What's your religion? What that say right there? This is man-made religion. The Baptist church was created by John Smith, which is a white man, in 1608. What was our people doing in 1608? We were slaves. So guess what? When you say Baptist, you going into that slave doctrine that's been taught since 1608. Same exact doctrine. You said Catholic? Is Catholic on here?
Nah, we didn't have it on there.
Look it up. Look it up, so I can show her. Because what you doing is all you doing is leaving one confusion and jumping right into another. All you doing is jumping out the boiling water and straight into the frying pan. Does that make sense? Because where in the Bible that we all say that we believe in tell you to be a Baptist? You don't say that nowhere, sis. Where in the Bible do it says anywhere to be a Catholic? It don't say that nowhere, sis. Give me Romans chapter 3 and verse 1. No. Acts chapter 5 and verse 29. I want to show you something, sis, because at the end of the day, we put our trust in this stuff. We put our trust in this stuff. And all of this stuff is created by the same people that raped, robbed, and murdered and destroyed your people. These are the same people that took your nationality from you and then gave you African. Did you know the word African comes from a white guy? Yeah, no, that's his last name.
No way.
Leo Scipius Africanus. When he conquered Africa, which was the original name for it was the land of Ham, he named the land after himself. Matter of fact, that's Bible prophecy. Give me that, hold what you got. Give me that Psalms 140. Give me that Psalms 49:11. Watch this, sis. Watch what the Bible say. The Bible say he was going to do that to us. Watch this. Come on.
Psalms 49 verse 11.
Come on.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
The inward thought of this white man is that his house is going to continue forever, meaning they're never going to die off. Watch this.
And their dwelling places to all generations.
And they're going to always have the best places forever. That's the inner thoughts. Read.
They call their lands after their own names.
You see that, sis? The Bible said they take lands and then they call them after their own names. So Africa was named after Leo Scipius Africanus after he conquered during the Second Punic War. So, do you come from a white person? Can a white person make that beautiful skin you got? So how you African then? Africans, the people that's over in Africa don't even call themselves African.
Call themselves by these names here?
No, they call themselves by I'm Guyanese, I'm Egyptian, I'm Ethiopian. They tell you where they from. They will be offended if you called them Africans. Why? Because they know at least that little history that name derives from a white man.
Wow.
Right? So watch this. Where we at? Go to Acts 5. Watch this, sis. Talking about these religions here. Come on.
Acts 5 verse 29.
Read.
Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said,
Come on.
we ought to obey God
So we ought to obey God.
rather than
We
man.
ought to obey God rather than man. Guess what, sisters? The religions that you teeter-tottering in is created by man. How do we know that? Because in the book of life, in this Bible, they don't say nothing or make even reference to none of these religions. So when you follow after a religion, you're following after man. When the apostle said what?
We ought to obey
We
God
ought to obey God and what the Bible say,
rather than man.
rather than man and what man say. Because guess what? What do you know about the religions that you teeter-totter in between? What do they teach?
God.
How do they teach about God? Tell me something that you have. Tell me one thing that you've learned about God in these religions.
Honestly, didn't believe until I started going.
Okay, so what one thing that have they showed you about God since you've been in either one of these
The
religions?
Catholics got something ugly out of my house.
I hear you, but show me one thing. Tell me one thing that they have taught you about God since you joined in that religion.
Love and to obey him.
He's love and to obey him. Okay. Now let me ask you this: if somebody said that they loved you, right? But every chance they got, they stabbed you in the back. Do they really love you? No. But that's what we do to God, because they tell you God is love, but they don't tell you how to love, but they'll tell you what that love is. Like, for example, now they told you that God is love, right? In order for me to say I love you, sister, don't I have to know you first? Don't I have to know what makes you tick? Don't I have to know what pushes your buttons so I don't push them? So let me ask you this. How do you love God?
Yeah, I love him. I obey him.
Listen, this is how these man-made religions have failed us. Because if you was to ask me that same question, I would be able to give you an answer out of the book on how to love God. This
So
religion,
actual scripture. I just started like
I know.
a month ago.
I know.
So I don't know him by heart.
you ain't gonna know about you gonna know about heart though. Because watch this. This one you gonna for sure know. Give me that 1 John. Watch this. You gonna remember this, because remember, if I said I loved you, right? But every chance I get, I'm putting my penis in another woman. Do I really love you? No. Why? Because I'm going against you. I'm doing something outside of your wishes that you will want to see out of me, right? So does God not have feelings? Yes, he has feelings. And his feelings magnify over our feelings. So if you can't say that you love him, but don't do nothing he say. Because why? You're going against him. Watch this. Read that.
1 John 5 verse 3.
Come on.
For this is the love of God,
For this is the love of God. This is how you love God.
that we keep his
You
commandments.
got to be keeping his commandments in order to say you love him.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.